Before I start, I want to say that this video is not monetized, as I see it as being rude to the person I'm talking about not being able to monetize their own videos, so if you want to support me, join my Discord. Thank you. Also, I try to make sure I pronounce things correctly, but if I mess up, I apologize. With that out of the way, enjoy the video. So for most of you watching, you probably already know that I do commentary videos, sometimes on games like Team Fortress 2 or Double Cheeseburger, and sometimes on shows like Camp Camp. From small indie games to big animation channels, I cover them all, if I feel like it of course, and to that extent it is a journey when it comes to art in general. I myself am terrible at art. The best I've done is traced work with very little differences from the original, so needless to say, sometimes I get stuff commissioned, but I respect those who can do art. After all, it is something that is easy to get into and hard to master. It is why very few work at big animation industries like Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks, but thanks to the rise of the internet, not everyone who is decent or good at art has to go to these major industries to seek employment, with places like Newgrounds, Reddit, and YouTube. YouTube has grown a plethora of animation channels, with just some of the bigger channels being Alan Becker, The Odds Ones Out, and Jaden Animations. Something I thought of was that there are tons of fans who have never seen the rise of these channels. They are newer fans that have never waited for their favorite creator to upload that one video that catapults them into success. Their humble beginnings are often swept under the rug as people only see when they have mastered their crafts, which I think is a shame, because where these people come from and how their animation style has adapted over time is a crucial part of growing as an animation/art channel. Which is why I want to use this video to talk about a unique channel, one that is very small and still in its growth phase, but one that I like to watch for how unique it is despite what some might think. This is BasilikStudios, a start to a journey. BasilikStudios is a teen French artist that started their channel right before New Year's 2023, and has only 20 videos so far, but of those videos we see what this channel is about. This guy's many OCs and their journeys through mental struggles, villain arcs, and a few meme animations that don't tie into what I'm talking about, so let's just ignore them. These videos also vary in length, with some of them being just a minute or less long, and some being around 16 minutes, with these projects often spanning months at a time due to it being only one person working on these little animations. I don't know why, but I love the simplicity of this art style. The fact that it isn't smooth nor sometimes colorful, how it isn't perfect nor detailed, it's just something that is hard to explain, especially since some often don't care much for this style. And while I enjoy my cup of tea of smooth, hyper-realistic animation from time to time, just taking a step back to look at a single person trying to do their best is just something I enjoy watching. Also, as a side note, if you were around before the Max Camp Camp video, or have taken a small scroll through my many YouTube post histories, you may have noticed I have shouted this person out before, but I felt like they deserved more attention, so hence this video. But enough of my ramblings, who are this guy's OCs anyways? To get started, let's look through some of her videos so we can get a look into the roster. Sapphire is an evil scientist that is hell-bent on revenge and domination. She doesn't think she is human due to end up being in a wizard world very early on in her life. Because of that, her mind has been twisted into thinking she is a witch, while also being ostracized due to her being unable to perform magic, which is why she must do the things that she does. We then have Sarisnus, a teenager who became a king too early and due to that has become an immature, egocentric idiot. He's one of the people that Sapphire wants revenge against, possibly due to being double-crossed by him, although that is just a theory. Next is Pablo, a wizard teenager who is very autistic and is very antisocial because of it. He also has PTSD from some terrible stuff he had to do. What that stuff is, we have no idea. And lastly, we have the God. He seems to be a regular god that is the creator of both the human and wizard worlds, but he cannot enter the human world due to sacrificing part of his powers to get his body back, which is why he can't speak and is probably why he's annoyed all the time. But there are still some more characters to go through, like Chris, a bastard child who manipulates everyone around him and uses them to win class president against a kid named Theo. He knows he's evil and doesn't care, often just bullying Theo as a result. Though according to the video I am getting this information from, How Bad Can I Possibly Be, he's canonically dead. So that's fun. Then there's Hazel. No, not me, him. He is a 15-year-old kid that lives in this wizard world. He lives in the countryside and is very energetic and autistic. He helps out our last character with adapting to the new world he is in, and is one of the very few characters that aren't jerks. There is one more character to note who is personally my favorite because he also looks the goofiest. Anks. He ain't the brightest bulb in the shed due to the trauma he suffered possibly as a kid. He also has strabismus, which makes his eyes go completely opposite of one another. Something to note is that he is compassionate, as shown in his futile attempt to stop Sapphire in Nothing Left to Lose. It is also canon that he has depression. How fun. Now, she did create a different series with only one episode called Once Upon a Time Death, but they are in different universes and thus I won't be talking about them as that is a separate video for another time. If you want to watch the one pilot that she made for this series, I'll link it in the description as well as her channel of course. Be warned, it is in French but it does have English subtitles. One more thing is that they are multilingual, as I do speak English in preparing for Art Fight, so that's also pretty cool.
So I started preparing. I'm gonna explain the steps I took so that if you're not sure how to prepare, you can have my advice.
Something that has become apparent while watching it is that I love the character designs. They are very unique, which is something I don't see that often, and when I do, it is hampered by it being a commonality that every character is off with overly exaggerated features, as opposed to here where they all have a different design that stakes out, but stays somewhat grounded. Whether it's Anks' strabismus or the god's lack of mouth, every character has a charm to them. This is also helped by the simplistic art style and choppy animation mentioned previously, that makes them even better in my eyes. I don't know why, but I can't really explain it that well, it's just so damn good. For the lore, I did reach out to Basilik to ask about some of her characters for this project, in which she did respond with answers to them. She also eagerly told me part of the lore for this universe. So for completion, here's what she told me.
To put it simply, the story is about Anks, a teenage human boy who enters a wizard world and starts living with a wizard his age named Hazel. Anks is an autistic boy who has anxiety. I heavily based him on myself. There are different lands in the wizard world. Hazel and Anks live in the vegetal land, and there are different subspecies of wizards.
I was also told that Sapphire does get a redemption arc later, which is cool since she and Anks are my favorite characters. Plus, Serensis also becomes a better person by the end. Wrapping back to what I said at the beginning, everyone starts somewhere, and from watching her channel since Nothing Left to Lose, and then back watching her other videos for fun and research, it is unique to see how her style of animation has evolved into what it may stay as in the future. It is one of those things that I haven't seen before either, so it sticks out, and I hope you guys go and support her too, as I want to watch more of her content when it does eventually come out. So subscribe to her, now! And maybe me too if you want to, I don't care. With that being said, thank you for watching and have a good one.